In this video, we're going to show you all the trophies in God of War 2018. That is God of War 4. Subscribe to the Linus Wilson channel. We give you the secrets to crush God of War and God of War Ragnarok. Alright, so God of War, I think, is kind of like a moderately difficult platinum trophy to get. We're going to go through them from the hardest to the easiest based on the percent of players that did it. Still, a little under 1 in 20 players get the platinum. And I was really shocked that almost half the people get through the main story. So that's pretty good for a first-party title that has been, heavily discounted, bundled, that sort of thing, where maybe there are a lot of people that own the title, but that, maybe were not so into it that they wanted to play it, but they got it for free, and so maybe they tried it out and they liked it. And, it was the biggest title of the PS4 generation, I think, in terms of first-party titles and in terms of the number of units sold. So if there are 14 million people that played this title, almost 7 million played it through, so all the way to the end. Now, some of these trophies are hidden trophies I'm going to show you. The hidden trophies typically are, story progression things, so there may be mild story progression stuff. Once we get below 50%, then there'll be some story progression. But the first ones that we'll talk about, there shouldn't be really story spoilers associated with it, and we're not going to talk about story spoilers. So, even if you've not played through the whole main quest, I think you'll be fine if you watch this. But if you want to make sure 100%, then only stick around for the first half of the video. Okay, so Father and Son, that's the Platinum Trophy. You get that for completing all the other ones. Okay, so the hardest trophy is All Father Blinded, and you have to kill 51 ravens. They say it's all of Odin's ravens, but I think I have 2 more ravens left, so I'm looking at my completion meters. I think there's 2 more ravens out there, but you have to kill 51. Now, this is this is one of the labors, so if you go into the the quest section, the tab for the labors will give you the meter of how many more ravens you have to do. And this is one that you kind of can look at the map, and the map's going to tell you how many Odin's ravens you've killed in each region, and that'll give you an idea. There's a lot of guides, of course, out there that'll show you exactly where the ravens are. They're pretty tricky. They're green ravens. They typically are not moving around. Some are hard to hit, but most of them are just hard to see because they're kind of translucent and green, and they're up there where you're not looking, and so they're just easy to miss. And there's so many of them, that's why it's hard. Curator is collect all the artifacts. These just look like loot on the ground, and you just pick them up, and there's also, I think in the Codex, there's a tab which shows you how many you got from each one. The thing I found really hard, though, was the guides that I saw, they didn't have a clear numbering of which one is which, and so you would have to go through all so there's about, 7 collections of these things, and each one has about 7 artifacts in it, or 8 artifacts, something like that. And so it was just hard to find all the ones in the different collections. So one of them's cups, and other ones are toys, and it just depends on the region of the map you're in. Treasure Hunter, do all the treasure maps. It helps to get the treasure maps, also to do the favors. The favors, especially for the ghosts in the Lake of Nine, you get a lot of treasure maps from that. Primordial, you need to craft the ancient armor set. To craft the ancient armor set, you need to kill the ancients. Those are typically the dudes that, when they open up the laser beams or the ice beams or the lava beams from their chest, you need to hit them in the chest. So they're the rock things. They're kind of optional battles because you can always not do them. I found it really hard to upgrade the ancient armor set, and I think the labor may be bugged because I just killed an ancient, which did not add to my labor, and it didn't drop any of the ancient rubble and things that you need to craft the armor set. So it's an armor set you want to craft for the trophy, but I found it was not useful to in terms of gameplay because I just couldn't come across enough ancients to fully upgrade the armor set by the time it became obsolete. Same thing with the Path of the Zealot, right? Obtain the Traveler armor set. So those travelers, the dudes in the they look like knights with full armor sets, hard plate armor sets, and they got super long swords. Very tough fights, especially early on. But you get the Traveler armor set, which would be just like the Ancient armor set, would be a good armor set, but it's really hard to upgrade because some of the Travelers you need to get through story progression, and by the time you get through the story, it's probably an obsolete armor set, and there are better armor sets to get. But at least you want to craft the original version. You don't have to upgrade it. So only 10% of players got the Path of the Zealot. Only 8% got Primordial. Only 6% did all the treasure hunts. So you have to get the maps for the treasure hunts, and you have to dig up the treasure. So you find the map, and then you have to match the picture with the treasure. Curator, under 6%. Allfather, under 6%. 4.5% for the gold, or for the platinum trophy. So this gold trophy is Darkness and Fog. Retrieve all the treasure from the workshop center in Niflheim. Very, very difficult trophy there. It's very time consuming to farm all of Niflheim, and then you have to do their 3 realm tiers, and you get I was getting, when I did the full runs, I was getting about 5,000 missed echoes, but if you're just doing like short runs, you may get as little as 200 missed echoes a run, and you need like 100,000 missed echoes to clear out that chamber because they're locked based on how many missed echoes you have. The Truth, 11% silver trophy. Read all the Jotnar shrines, so you have the history of the Jotnar. So you just have to open these cabinets up and just find them. That's a really easy trophy to get. It's surprising that it's 11%, but I think it is one that you have to go for. Probably you're gonna miss a couple. Fire and Brimstone. Complete all the trials of Muspelheim. Muspelheim is easier to do than Niflheim because all the trials, there's maybe 7 trials. Maybe you have to also do the bonus trials, I forget. I think there's 6 plus 1, so I think it's just do the first 7. The unfortunate thing about Muspelheim is that if you do all the trials, you still do not have enough crafting materials to craft multiple armor sets. Maybe you get to craft 1 armor set, but not 2. So for instance, like I've been farming Niflheim for a long time, but I still have not upgraded the Niflheim Ivaldi set all the way because I have to go back to Muspelheim because I use the Muspelheim stuff on the Valkyrie set, and so there's crafting materials in Muspelheim that you'll need to upgrade the higher level sets. Even if you're not going to craft the Muspelheim sets, the Muspelheim sets are not end level armor sets. They're kind of close to end, but more mid level armor sets. And I just didn't think they were worth the upgrade from the tiers set. Okay, Chooser of the Slain. Defeat 9 Valkyries, right? So there's 8 Valkyries spread out through the 9 realms, the realms that you actually can visit. Not all 9. And most of them are going to be in Midgard. And they have their own fast travel, so that's quite nice, so you can go back and forth to them. So once you kind of unlock the fast travels at the end, most of your fast travels are to the Valkyrie sites anyways, or about half of them are. So they're all in these Odin chambers, and you cannot open the Odin chambers until you get the spike to open these kind of secret chambers. So it's kind of, you have to be at least 40% through the story, but they're really endgame enemies. The last trophy I got was defeating the Queen of the Valkyries because she was so difficult to beat. But all the Valkyries are hard to beat, but the Queen of the Valkyries has 3 times the hit points and all the attacks of the other ones. Fully upgrade Blades of Chaos, right? So that's one you can miss. Blades of Chaos and also the Leviathan Axe have rare upgrade items. So, I think only about 18% of players, so less than 1 in 5, had fully upgraded before they kind of ended the game. And then fully upgrade your Rage is also... so those are the Nornir chests. So you do the Nornir chest to upgrade your Rage, and that allows you to use the Spartan Rage for longer periods of time. Unfinished Business, assist all the wayward spirits. So those are, I think, all located in the Lake of Nine. And as I said, that's also a good way to get the treasure. Okay, so the Unfinished Business, assist all wayward spirits. Silver, Dangerous Skies, free all the dragons. So there's 3 dragons to be found. You want to free all 3 of them. That's 21% of the players. Less than a quarter of players fully upgrade the health. As important as health was, I was a little put off by the Nornir chests, and so I didn't do that until relatively late. I think after I completed the main game because of the difficulty, especially of the time Nornir chests. The ones where you have to find things, that's one thing, but another is like... And they're typically in locations that it's like you go through the story and then you're in this location and you're like, this is really kind of like to figure out the Nornir chest puzzle just seemed to me like it was it would just delay what was interesting. But I'm sure a lot of people like the Nornir chests. Explore the Lake of Nine, so you have to land on every landing in the Lake of Nine. So that means you're not going to get that until the second water drop. Like Oil and Water, you want to complete all of Brock and Sindri's favors, and if you do that, you can get the Brock and Sindri set. And I did fully upgrade Sindri's set. You choose between Brock or Sindri's set based on your play style, but you can do both. But those are hard sets to upgrade. I think you do need Mist Echoes at the very end, and also you need things from Muspelheim too to fully upgrade them. But then you also need stuff like Hardened Steel and I think Solid Steel, which you should get through progression in the story, but maybe not enough. And so we got some videos about how to farm Solid Steel and Hardened Steel, and so you have just a ton of it. And late in the game, you can actually sell those things if you want for hack silver. The Death Happened Here. Fully explore Veithurgard. So that's just a region in Midgard. All Will Fall. Kill 1,000 enemies. Only 30% of people do that. It's a lot of foes to kill in the game, so I think it's doable. Did not have to try to get that. Did not have to do that trophy separately. Learn the language of Muspelheim and Niflheim. That's actually for Atreus. He learns those languages. He just if you have to go. I think it's the braziers that you do that for. You do all the braziers or something, or I forget. It may be lore markers, something like that. But it's fairly... it's also a prerequisite. So, you have to do Trilingual to get to Muspelheim and Niflheim. So that's the other thing, right? So you have to find those tablets so that he can learn the language so you can... I think maybe they're actually in chests. The Last Wish. So we've got in here to the story spoiler section. So below 50%, those are the ones that are kind of story. So if you want to leave that now, this would be the time if you're worried about story spoilers. Okay, so last wish, that's you spread the mother's ashes. I don't think they even say the name of the mother until the very end of the thing, and they don't even explain them. I believe, I could be wrong, I didn't play the earlier God of War games. I don't think the Atreus' mother is included in those games. So she's something totally new, and so I found it just really odd that we didn't know anything about the mother except she wanted to spread the ashes on the mountain. But that's what they end up doing. Okay, defeating Balder, 47%, so just almost the same number that complete the game. That's at the very end, kind of the last boss fight. Fully upgrade a Runic attack. So that is the best moves. So yeah, you just you go into the Runic attacks and you use your XP. We've got a great strategy for farming XP, so you'll never be short of XP, so you can upgrade all your Runic attacks you want. Ride the ship out of Helheim. So that's like, I think, your second visit to Helheim in the main story, but you can go back if you want via Tyr's realm room. And then round 2, rescue Atreus, right? So you rescue him from the stranger. Promise fulfilled, heal Atreus. Right, so Atreus has he needs healing, and so that's that. So these are this one and this one, just in terms of story progression, are maybe rescue Atreus is about 2/3 way through the story, and about half the way through the story is heal Atreus. Retrieve the Blades of Chaos, so that's right before you heal Atreus. Defeat Magni and Modi, so about halfway through the story. Troubling Consequences, best dress, craft an outfit for Atreus. So I highly recommend that you probably upgrade Atreus before you upgrade the God of War himself. Before you upgrade Kratos, Atreus is actually more effective. Like, if you craft him an outfit, it depends on your playstyle, but I would assume that you're using him for arrow support. And so if you allow him to spam the arrows faster, boy, that makes a big difference. If you have like a fully upgraded set, it's going to allow him to almost continuously shoot arrows. Dragon Slayer, defeat the Dragon of the Mountain. So that's about 1/3 of the way through the main campaign. Almost 57% of people got that trophy. Light Elves, to return home. So that's your first foray into Alfheim, first non-Midgard realm. And that is going to be 63% of people got that. About 1/4 of the way through the story, I would think. Dwarven Ingenuity, upgrade a piece of armor. So 70% of people have upgraded a piece of armor for Kratos, but lower percent have actually crafted any armor for Atreus. Enchanted, slot an enchantment in your armor, 70%. Definitely want to do that. 75% has met the Witch in the Woods. Nice moves. Obtain a Runic attack gem. All right, so that's 85%, 84%. Journey begins. Defend your home from the stranger, 87%. So that's the easiest trophy. So, I mean, if you haven't defended your home from the stranger, you basically haven't started the game. so there's about 13% maybe just turned it on, or own it and installed it, but just didn't do the first quest almost. So that's that's all the trophies. Subscribe to the Linus Wilson channel. We have lots of tips and tricks for God of War 2018. We're going to have a huge coverage for God of War Ragnarok. That's the plan. Subscribe. Let me know what you thought was the toughest trophy to get. What was the grindiest trophy to get? What was the hardest trophy to get? And what you liked about God of War 2018.